WBO lightweight championship fight. Sam Noakes taking on Abdullah Mason, and we turn it over now to the Vice President of Top Rank, Carl Moretti. You're here. I know you've been high on Abdullah Mason for quite a while. He's only 21 years old. Why do you think he's ready for this fight right now?
First off, I'd like to thank everybody associated with the event for putting such a great card together. You know, with Sam Noakes and Abdullah, you got two contrasting styles. You know, Sam only knows how to knock people out and come forward. Abdullah can box and punch at the same time. I think the only southpaw that Sam has ever fought is Vincenzo Funiello, a fellow countryman. You know, he stopped him in fourth. But, you know, Abdullah Mason isn't Vincenzo Funiello. We know that for sure. So we wouldn't put our guys in fights that we don't think we can win. You know, and nowadays anybody can fight for a title, but the goal is to win the title. And on Saturday night, Top Rank will have the WBO lightweight champion with Abdullah Mason.
Well, let's turn it over now to the founder of Queensberry, Frank Warren. You heard what Carl had to say. They're very confident that they beat Sam Noakes on Saturday. What say you?
First of all, it's great to be here in the world's capital of boxing, Riyadh, for the Riyadh season and ring show. And what do I think of that comment? We're here with my man. He's undefeated, both undefeated fighters, the cracker of a fight. But let me tell you, he's one of the best young fighters in the UK. Everything's been done of him, he's asked. He's won title, every title on the way through, from British, Commonwealth, European, and now we're at the world title. And I'm telling you something, Abdullah is a good fighter, no doubt about it. But let me tell you, he's going to have his hands full. He ain't going to have to go looking for my man, not at all. He'll be on him as soon as that first bell. And it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a fantastic, fantastic fight.
Well, let's hear now from Mr. Noakes. We all know the saying in boxing, styles make fights. Abdullah Mason can seemingly do it all. Why will your style be able to give him so many problems?
Listen, I think I've got one of them styles everyone keeps saying it's all one-dimensional and all that, but I feel like from the outside it looks easy to deal with, but you'll find out Saturday that it's not going to be very easy to deal with.
Well, you're undefeated just like Mason, but you're a pretty substantial underdog in this fight. Why don't you think you're getting the respect you feel you deserve?
It don't really matter to me, to be honest, being the underdog. All that means is everyone betting on me is going to win a nice bit of money, doesn't it?
Yeah, if you win, for sure. Abdullah, you're only 21 years old, fighting for your first world title, and if you win, you'll become the youngest champion in boxing today. What are your long-term goals in this sport?
First off, I want to give a thanks to everyone that was involved in making this happen. You know, J Prince Boxing, Top Rank, my managers, and, you know, Ring Magazine, Turkey Other Sheikh. And I'm just here, man. I'm ready.
Well, you're undefeated. You've been nearly perfect, except for one moment in your career. I'm sure you remember it. You were knocked down twice in the first round. What did you learn about yourself in that round, and why are you confident that something like that won't happen again on Saturday?
That was definitely, you know, a revealing, you know, a lot for the better. You know, it showed the resilience I had. It showed everything that was good. You know, showed the corner. It showed, you know, everything, you know, that a fighter needs in the ring. It showed that I had that, and I'm ready to take it a step further this Saturday.
All right, Sam, you're from Maidstone, Kent, England, and according to my research, the most famous athlete from there is sprinter Jack Green, the Olympian. He didn't win any medals, but if you win Saturday night and take that world title back to your hometown, what will the scenes look like?
Well, that's news to me. That's a fact. I didn't know that he come from me. I didn't even know that. No, but I think, listen, obviously bringing it back, I've got quite a few people coming out, and it's just going to be just brilliant for me and obviously the fans and all my hometown as well.
All right, well, what's your prediction for Saturday? What are we going to see?
Sam Noakes knockout.
Sam Noakes knockout. Abdullah, what happens?
Boxing gets to gain its new favorite young talent, and I'm going to be dominating the lightweight division from Saturday on forward.
All right, well, we wish you both the best of luck. Well, Bam, a lot of people are predicting this to be maybe a fight of the year, an all-out war. Do you agree with that? Do you think it's going to be that type of fight, or do you see yourself in a one-sided dominant victory on Saturday?
Honestly, this fight, it ends how I want. I can take it the distance, or I can stand there and end the night early as well. So, I mean, whatever I'm feeling that night, I'll go out there and make it happen.
Well, he's feeling a knockout on Saturday. What's your official prediction? And don't be shy, please, Bam.
I just know I'm going to win. My hand's going to be raised at the end of the night. I'm going to take that belt, take these belts back to my children, and that's that.
Mr. Carl Moretti, the Vice President of Top Rank. Carl, you've known about this fighter for a long time. He might be the best kept secret in boxing. What makes Brian Norman so special?
Well, Saturday night you'll see why for sure. But, you know, I really can't wait for this show. I can't wait for this fight. I can't wait for social media. I've never seen so many experts in my life come out and tell Devin what to do and tell Brian what to do, and then see what they say after the fight, because they're all going to be wrong. It's one of the, you know, it's the best fight in the welterweight division. Whoever wins this, I can't wait to see who doesn't call out the winner. But, you know, it's been a trip the whole time. We're very confident in what Brian Norman can do. Bill Haney's been selling this fight from start to finish. He's a trip, man. He's one of a kind. He kind of reminds me of the captain of the Titanic who's bragging that he saw the iceberg. Well, Brian Norman's the iceberg, and we know how that worked out for everybody. So we can't wait for the bell to ring Saturday night.
All right, let's bring in Brian Norman Jr.'s trainer, his father, Brian Norman Sr. We expect the fight to be outstanding in the ring, but outside of the ring, the build-up has been just as exciting, especially the back and forth between you and Bill Haney. You guys were going at it just a few minutes ago. You said your son's going to knock out Devin in the ring, and you've already knocked out Bill Haney verbally. Why is there so much animosity between you two?
Listen, first of all, I know Carl may not know or keep up with everything, but Bill been missing. Everybody know he been missing. You understand what I'm saying? Bill was missing for 2 months. Bill will come back, he'll get beat up, he'll go away again. Bill come back, he say he locked in, he say he locked in. Man, you're looking for excuses. We're not worried about that. You understand what I'm saying? Brian Norman Jr., it's time for him to show who he really is. Devin Haney is the perfect opponent to show who he really is. We know his accolades. We know all of his, everything that he's achieved or whatever else. I think he's tailor-made for Brian Norman Jr. to beat, and I think he's tailor-made for Brian Norman Jr. to become a star. I think this whole situation, the table is set, and all Brian Norman Jr. got to do is go eat. That's it.
All right, let's let Bill Haney have the mic now. I'm sure you have plenty to say about Brian Norman Sr. and Brian Norman Jr.
Well, first, I want to thank Allah for this opportunity. It's been quite a journey, and I'm going to ask for all the patience in him to give me to not just go in on that clown over there. You dig what I'm saying? But first, let me acknowledge the star-studded cast, both on the stage right now and those that's behind the stage that make this thing happen. I've had quite some mentors in this business. I see Jay over there, you know what I mean, with Abdullah Mason, a tremendous talent who's fighting for a championship, something that dreams are made of. He comes from a great family of boys and men that's been standing on business, and now they have their opportunity. Of course, you got the Benavidez's who paved the way and trailblazed the way for guys like us to be independent. He started at like 16, 17, and I've been tapped in with Benavidez from the beginning. And you got Tunde. That's right, brother. He fought to be up on this stage. His name wasn't up on here, but he represents this shit. And the clown over there, you dig what I'm saying? He came for the show, but he's going to get his in a minute. You know what I'm saying? So Tunde and Anthony Yard, I knew them from coming to the Mayweather gym across the pond, and Tunde learning the game from Floyd and them and putting it down. So to see them on the stage and them two families getting a bunch of money means a whole lot to me. Reno, you speak for yourself, and what he's doing in boxing behind the scenes with Turki Al-Sheikh, and giving us the opportunity. The one thing, when I met Turki, I said, listen, I don't know what everybody else got to say to you, but I need to tell you, we've been getting robbed. And I said, listen, if you work with my son, you're going to see someone that's standing on business and willing to make all the sacrifices to be the kind of fighter that you want backing up Riyadh season. So here we are. They have a great relationship. Devin is standing on business, just like Reno said, and it didn't matter who it was. You know what I mean? We wanted the opportunity to be here, and we want the max money. You know what I mean? That's what this business is about. Because taking punches, there comes a time when you have to rely on what you've invested in and made happen. You know what I mean? So now, with that, let me get to the clown over there. Now, Devin has fought 3 champions to become the fighter that he is. We went across the pond to Australia and they said that I couldn't come, and he said, well, Dad, I'm going to bring the belt back. That was one of the most impressive times in my life that this man had did, and I knew that he was full grown and on his own. We came back to the 140-pound division and fought Regis Prograis, someone that no one wanted to fight because, I mean, he was the Rougarou, okay? And then after everybody assassinated him and said, well, the left hook, the clown's son, tremendous fighter, put a guy in a coma. You know, he lost memory for, I don't know, you know, he lost memory of the fight and everything, right? So for Devin to give Carl Moretti and Lomachenko the opportunity for the undisputed title, right? Something that he didn't have to do because he could have went up and fought at 140, but he still made the sacrifice and stood on business, right? For us to come back then when the clown didn't have no opportunity, nobody wanted to fight him, right? He had complained about Boots and had complained about everybody. Where was he going to have an opportunity to be on this stage right here if Devin didn't give him the opportunity? I don't know if he's ungrateful, he's just slow, or he's just capping, but you should have took longer when you had the mic, dummy. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm going to wrap this up with alhamdulillah, and it's a great opportunity. Thank you for everybody on this stage for giving us the opportunity to grace it with you.
I want to say, thank you, Bill, for that bullshit ass speech. So check this out right here. So hold on, check this out right here. You got a man in Bill Haney who literally just said to me, who was gonna fight my son? Not to mention this fight with Devin Haney was made 7 days after my son just made the knockout of the year. Less than 7 days. So what the hell do you mean who was gonna fight my son? You never gave an opportunity. You don't know what the hell we had on the table. You have no clue who was going to fight my son. Don't tell me nobody was looking for him. He had just fought. Devin hadn't fought since May. You just made the statement and said you went to Turkey Al-Sheikh and said if you back up Devin, this is going to be the best. He was the most bullshit fight on the card. He was the worst one, literally. He was literally the worst fight on the card. Can we admit that? Hell no, we can't admit that.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, though. Hey, sir. Sir, let me ask you. Is your son the best fighter at 147 pounds? Is he the most dangerous and feared fighter at 147 pounds, sir?
Absolutely, but we already know that. We was talking about that. Let's keep it right. Let's keep it right. We was talking about that. See, listen. Here's the problem. Wait, let me tell you the problem. What happens? See, what you did was you brought a bunch of goopy hoes, all your fellas that you paid to bring. You brought a bunch of goopy hoes, and now what they're doing is they fucking the whole press conference up for you and me. That's what they're doing. We trying to get active. They trying to do all they look. They trying to get some money from it.
You want to put something on the table for me and him to wrestle on this motherfucking stage, then just let it be known, and we can get to it. Other than that, let's get to having a great night in boxing.
The last time social media heard, Bill Haney said, I'm going to make my pro debut against you on the undercard.
Come on, let's see right now.
Well, let's go then. What we going to do? What the hell we going to do? Look at it. He high. He high. He high. He high. He high. He high. Man, come on, bro. What we talking about?
All right, who wants to hear from their sons? Anybody here want to hear from the guys actually fighting on Saturday night?
Hey, hold on. Listen.
You supposed to be fighting me, Bill.
Okay.
You supposed to be fighting me. When we gonna fight?
Okay, listen. Right now, if you want to. But listen, let me just say this.
You said it was on site, Negro. I done seen you 5 times.
Okay. Shout out to the professionalism in this guy to come out when he did. This is amazing town. We've been here since November the 1st, right? And what we have is what we call when you get acclimated in Saudi, we got that bounce. You dig? Now tell him, let's see that bounce over there. Stiff as boards over there, you dig? November 22nd, my son gonna punish him.
All right, let's hear now from Devin Haney. Devin, for the first time in your career, I believe, you are the underdog in this matchup. Do you feel everything you've accomplished in your career that you should be the favorite?
Not anymore. I think it was an update in the odds.
No, sir, he's still the underdog. He's still the underdog. Check again.
No, alhamdulillah, I'm happy that
he's still underdog.
To be here. I thank Allah for this opportunity. I thank His Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh for giving me this opportunity to be fighting here in Riyadh. This is a dream come true of mine. a dream come true of mine to be fighting for another world title. And, this is not my first rodeo, so it won't be anything different. I look to, bring back the WBO title back home to, me and my family, my team, and, yeah.
All right, Brian, Devin has fought and beaten 7 world champions. To my knowledge, you haven't fought a single champion in your career yet. What do you say to those who believe you're not ready to deal with someone of his caliber?
First thing first, this is a wonderful fight card, and gotta thank everybody that made this fight happen. That's Turkey Al-Sheikh, His Excellency, Ring, my Bob father, Bob Arum, Top Rank. I appreciate y'all for making this fight happen, and I truly feel like either you got it or you don't. Of course, he has fought, he has did wonderful things in his time period and what he had going on, but it's time for another face to come up here and do his own thing, and that's where that boy Brian Norman Jr. step in at.
Well, you said in Devin's last fight against Jose Ramirez that he ran so much he had to change shoes because they ran out of grip. That said, he won basically every round of that fight. How do you plan to force him into exchanges with you when other fighters haven't been able to seem to do that?
I mean, it's only so far you can go. We in the box. It's not like he could just run forever, so no matter if he run or he stay there, no matter what, the boy going to sleep.
And Devin, what's your strategy for Brian? He says there's no way that you're going to stand in the pocket and exchange with him. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, we fight everybody, different. Like I said, this is not my first rodeo. I fought Ramirez different than I fought Loma. I fought Loma different than I fought Regis. So the world got to see, what game plan me and my team has drawn up and how I'm going to beat this guy.
Well, in a recent face-to-face interview, you said he was just another guy. He's a bum. Why do you feel that way about him?
No, I think he's a great fighter.
Well, there you go. Well, Devin, what's your prediction for Saturday?
Devin Haney, WBO champion.
Brian, Brian, how confident are you that you can get a decision win against Devin, or do you think you just have to knock him out to win?
I could go in by any means necessary. If I want to go to the cards, I could do that. If I want to knock him out, I'm definitely going to do that anyway, as is. It's me stacking my name in the game.
So what will happen Saturday? How do you win?
The boy going to sleep, dog.
All right. All right, now let's hear from the WBC and WBA champion of the world, David Benavidez. David, in your opinion, from what you've seen from Anthony, where does he rank amongst your toughest opponents?
First of all, I want to thank God. I want to thank Turkey Al-Sheikh. I want to thank Al Heyman, Luis Cubas Jr., for making this fight possible. I've had my eye on Anthony Yarde for a long, long time. I know he's a great fighter. He has a lot of heart. He has a lot of power. And the thing I like about Anthony Yarde, that no matter who he's up against, he's in there to make it a great fight. Me, I like to make every fight I'm in a war. I like to give the people the fights they want to see, and I want to give them the action-packed fights they want to see. So I've trained, I had a great training camp. I've trained extremely hard, and this fight is going to live up to the moment. Anthony Yarde, he's trying to capture a world title. I'm trying to capture all the titles and unify all the titles in the light heavyweight division. So there's a lot at stake here. I'm very excited for this fight. This has been the hardest I've trained out of any of my fights, so I'm very, very excited. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to give you guys a war, and you guys, the fans of boxing are really the ones who are going to win on the night of Saturday, because from the top to the bottom, you got myself and Anthony Yarde, you got Brian Norman and Devin Haney, Bam Bam Rodriguez, and Abdullah Mason. This card is stacked. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a great night of boxing for everybody that's watching.
Well, you heard his trainer say it's going to be a blockbuster, it's going to be a war. Is that the kind of fight you're expecting, or do you think you're going to be able to dominate him?
I'm looking to dominate, but whatever happens, I'm ready for whatever. If it's going to turn into war, then I'm going to turn it into a war, but I'm definitely going to dominate.
All right, well, you heard him, Anthony. You're the challenger, and you recently said that you're going to hit David harder than he's ever been hit before, and that you're going to put him to sleep. Why are you so confident you're going to do that on Saturday?
Did I say that?
You did say that. We've got it on tape somewhere.
No, first of all, I want to thank God. I want to thank everyone in attendance. Big man here, Frank Warren, been with him from the beginning. Trainer Tunde, the rest of my team, and His Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh. He picked me personally for this fight. And of course, Benavidez team giving me this opportunity. We're here again. And I feel like this is the best version of me. I've always said I didn't want an easy route, because There's people that go and win vacant titles, and nothing against them kind of people. But I've always said I want to beat someone like David Benavidez. That's why I went to Russia, challenge Kovalev. I know the risk. I know the lose. The undefeated, 18-0. This is me before. I was 18-0, big prospect. Don't go to Russia. Everyone's telling me, do not go to Russia to fight Kovalev. I said, I'm going. And then you get better BF. Everyone's saying this guy's a monster, another monster. Don't fight this guy. He's got 18 fights, 18 wins, 18 knockouts. I said, give me him. I'll fight him. I don't care who it is, because the better the fight I'm fighting, for me, it's better the reward. It's legacy. I started boxing very late. As Frank said, I had 12 amateur fights. And we've made it to the stage 3 times. And you've seen me get better each time. But this one, this occasion, it was right. So I want everyone to tune in. I want to thank everyone on the... I don't even like to call it an undercard, because I feel like every fight on this card is like a main event. I'm a fan of everybody on the show as well. So let's make it happen. Let's put on an excellent night of boxing and make this one for the history books.
And here we have Mielnicki. This is a guy that we've known for a long time. What can we expect? Mielnicki coming back into the ring here in Riyadh.
Well,
these two,
the fact that he's still, you know, being undefeated. And
these two competing Saturday in a scheduled 10-round contest for the WBO Global Middleweight Championship. It's the challenger, Samuel the Black Panther in MoMA, versus the defending champion, Vito White Magic Mielnicki Jr.
The challenger right there, Mielnicki. He's been around for a while. He wants to take on another opportunity for a title.
Mielnicki, yes, Vito Mielnicki. I'm sorry, I misunderstood the first time.
That's okay.
Yeah, no, I've been following him for some time from the PBC days. Once beaten, that was a split decision loss that he could have won. So he carries himself like an undefeated fighter, good boxer, puncher, moves around the ring, tall for the weight division, and hungry. I mean, he's already at the point where he deserves a title shot, and with one big win, he's going to be there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the WBO global middleweight title is, but you know, these sanctioning bodies.
Oh, well, he's challenging for that title, but we all know what African fighters bring to the table. We know exactly the type of cloth they're made of. There's a lot of grit, there's a lot of power. We've talked about perhaps they lack the finesse of a true boxer, but they sure can brawl.
Well, they have that African spirit, you know, but this is one fighter that doesn't carry power. So you're going to have to outbox someone like Mielnicki or get on the inside and hurt him to the body. But either way, I mean, these guys are both winners. There's an opportunity of a lifetime for Samuel and MoMA, and of course for Mielnicki to get back on top.
Mielnicki's getting a little bit flustered here. What's up?
Hey, not surprised. He's on fire, right? He's an Italian guy from New Jersey. So, you know, I used to live in New Jersey, and they have a lot of fire over there. And he's looking good. Look at that suit. He's well dressed for the occasion. Vito Mielnicki, a lot of personality. I still think he can be a star if the fighting can match the personality and the charisma.
Can it though? Let's hope and pray they're willing to just keep the hands tight before Saturday.
I love selling the fight, but I don't like physical altercations because, come on, man, you don't fight for free. You know, you don't fight for free. Your paycheck's on the line. Wait till Saturday.
Serge's always thinking about the paycheck. You're always paying.
Hey, listen, we're businessmen first, and then we're fighters.
Really? I thought it was the other way around.
Collect that check.
Hey, speaking of, right, we have Devin Haney coming up soon. He got a hefty fine a couple of years ago when he fought Vasily Lomachenko, sent him flying on the stage. And that's where you really can get injuries out, but he sold the fight well.
There you go. Look, there's a difference between promoting the fight and then, you know, risking the fight.
And Devin told me that was the last time he was going to pull such a move. He said he wanted to keep that money.
Well, I think he learned his lesson.
It's a battle of the undefeated. 12-round scheduled for the vacant WBO Lightweight Championship of the World. Sam Midge Noakes versus Abdullah Mason.
So much confidence in these two fighters. Noakes obviously understanding what he got the memo. He knows what the mission is. but Abdullah Mason has other plans. There's a lot of confidence in that smile.
Both these guys are confident because they carry themselves with that undefeated record. They know a title's on the line. Both of them from different sides of the world. This is going to be an exciting fight, a great opener on the main card. Someone's O has to go. Sam Noakes needs to get on the inside, make it a physical fight. And we know Abdullah Mason is there to get hit. He's vulnerable. He has been dropped, but that's because he's always looking to be exciting, going for the knockout. This is going to be a fan-friendly fight. Buckle up.
We looked at those long arms. You mentioned 74 inches reach. That's a lot.
For a lightweight, 135 pounds. That's
middleweight.
That's David Benavidez's
Oh,
reach.
really? That's light heavyweight.
That's what I'm saying. So this is a special fighter.
Competing Saturday in a 12-round contest for the WBC, WBO, WBA, and Ring Magazine Super Flyweight Championships of the World. It's the WBA champion, Fernando El Puma Martinez, versus the Ring Magazine champion and the unified WBC, WBO champion, Jesse Bam Rodriguez.
And there you go. That's Puma being Puma, the Argentinian. Really looking for a reaction from Bam Rodriguez that we know he has been so cool, calm, and collected.
Yeah, like, you know, Claudia, you live in Miami. I used to live there too. And
We
a lot
know.
of Argentines there, they have a lot of spice, right? A lot of confidence. And again, I think P. Martinez is being overlooked. I'm not picking him, don't get me wrong. There's nobody I would pick over Bam at 115 pounds. But I think Puma's going to make him work harder than he's ever had to work before.
This is going to be a style clash. You know, Puma's going to have to get on the inside, make it physical. He's a hooking type fighter. But when it comes to Bam Rodriguez, he's there 1 minute and then he gets an angle and disappears. So you better be smart with that aggression or you're going to run into some shots from that southpaw stance. And we know Bam is a great fighter.
We heard a lot from Bill Haney and Norman Sr. There was a lot of talk back and even a challenge. Did we expect this?
Yeah, of course we expected it, right? Bill Haney and Brian Norman Sr. have been talking trash for months and months now, but we're not here to see them fight. We're here to see their sons fight, two of the best fighters in the world, and Brian Norman Jr. taking a big challenge on Devin Haney. I know Devin Haney is the challenger, but this is by far the best opponent of Norman's career.
I'm going to tell you who I don't want to be.
Here they are, first
Rick
face-off,
Reno.
ladies and gentlemen, 12 rounds of boxing for the welterweight championship of the world, sanctioned by the WBO. Undefeated versus undefeated. Somebody's O has got to go. The challenger, two-time world champion Devin the Dream Haney. The reigning and defending undefeated champion, Brian Norman Jr., the assassin number 2.
A lot of jumping around from Devin Haney, Sergio.
The fighter might take that as nervous energy. Anyone else will probably say he's excited for the moment and for the challenge. We're going to find out Saturday.
Yes.
The feature bout of the evening, 12 rounds of boxing for the light heavyweight championship of the world, the unified title for the WBC and WBA. The challenger, a big hitter, 27 victories, 24 by knockout. The champion, a big hitter, 30 victories, 24 wins by knockout. The beast from the East challenges again Anthony Yard. And from Phoenix, Arizona, the Mexican monster, David Benavidez.
Look at that stare down. There's a lot of respect here. A lot of respect.
Now that is what I like. A good old-fashioned stare down, respectful, you know, shaking your opponent's hand. That's what transpires in the ring. That's what actually ends up panning out. Whenever, you know, you hear all the hoopla, the dancing around, all the talk, that doesn't pan out. That right there's going to be explosion.
If you can't be here, go to DAZN.com and tune in on us.
And he was even very complimentary to Benavidez.